Welcome, teachers, and I'm happy that you are here. And I hope you are doing well. Excited for some Desmos activities.
Yes.
I'm Satvinder, and welcome you again. This session will actually go in two parts: 35 minutes first, and then 30 minutes again, where you can ask your questions about Desmos activities or other math-related things, where I can support you or help you out. If you have your account with Desmos, then that's great. Otherwise, please create one. You can use your school or personal email ID and you can log in. So let me take you directly to the Desmos platform. So if you type on Google desmos.com, there are two things which you have to be very careful. The first thing is the desmos.com will take you on this page, which is actually the home page of Desmos, where you can access lots of things. Math tools are there. Then classroom means activities where we are talking today. And third one is the resources. Resources, I mean to say, you can actually find out some help center or some assessment related things or other things related to Desmos. So it's your wish which one you would like to explore. And this part on the left hand side is for students, and on the right hand side it's for teachers. So there are Desmos math curriculum for different grade levels available. You can learn more if you click here. Global Math Art Contest also. You can see if your school would like to participate, then you can encourage your students. Otherwise, there are other things available on this web page. But what is important for us is on the right hand corner, top corner, sorry, you would see your name over there because you are logged in with that name and that email ID. So anytime you can go to your account settings, and if you want to change your email address, you can change password, whatever. So you can do actually like this. Language also you can use. The language available are, you can see here, there are many languages you can find out. Spanish, French, Portuguese, Turkish, and Chinese. I hope Japanese also, because if you scroll it down, you will see more options. There are many options added. And Desmos is actually working on the updates. So they're updating everything. Every month, something is there. So today we'll discuss about how to create Desmos activities and how you can engage your students more effectively, and you can track also what they are doing or what they have been doing, how much help they need actually from a teacher. Because your activity will decide how much efforts you would like your students to put in that activity and how much involvement you want. Because as we are in the international system of education, so I believe we all follow the inquiry approach. So we should give opportunities to students to actually give their inputs, ask more questions, and respond in variety of ways. Responses are not restricted with pen and pencil, so they can use different things to actually feed their things. Let's say, okay, I want to answer in graph, fine. Text, yes. Math expression, yes. Sketching the things, definitely yes. So we have multiple options for students here. So guys, if you are on desmos.com and you would like to create activities or at least accessing, you would like to access some activities which are already prepared by Desmos or by other teachers. So you can actually click on this browse activities and you will land on a new page which is called teacher.desmos.com. So this page will be only active, or you can say available for you to access different things if you are signed in. So please sign in with the same account. So let's say I'm just signing in with my Google ID. So I'm now logged in already. You can see my name over there, and there are lots of things. Also, you can sign out. Desmos Labs is another thing. I'll come back to this later. But right now, let me actually walk you through about the basic process of Desmos homepage and teacher.desmos homepage. So if you see on the left hand side, this is called home, most popular, featured collections. These are actually list of activities. So if I go back to home, and you can see even on the home page, there are lots of activities which you can try. Look at this, try it. This is a part of Desmos curriculum, which actually it's a paid program, but otherwise everything is free here. You can access to activities, you can create your activities, and you can actually make fun with the learning in mathematics. So definitely it's possible. So I'll walk you through some of the activities which are available, and then you can actually pick one to assign to your students in your class. So let's say I'm going to go on featured collection. Otherwise, you can search from here. You can type the keyword of that math concept for a grade level. It's available for primary, middle school, high school, everything. Geometry and algebra, number system. There are lots of things which you can explore here. So let me go to featured collections, and I can see there are activities in Desmos Algebra, Algebra 2, Calculus, grade 6, grade 7, etc. So let me just click on, I don't know, because you deal with which classes or which grades. Okay, let's click on pre-calculus then. I hope this will help everybody here. Now I'm going to click on distance learning pre-calculus. This page has 5 activities. These activities are prepared by Desmos people only, not by the teachers or not by me. These are created by Desmos team because they have the whole team working behind, and they create wonderful activities for us. So you guys can actually click on any activity which you would like to explore. Let's say this is the modeling activity where students will learn math modeling, how they can actually model any function or anything based on given data. And let me just click on this. So once you click on this, you can choose your language. The language options are there. And if you are okay with that, then please go ahead, scroll down, and there is a button called student preview. So click on a student preview. Those, if you have gone through already this, so I'm sorry, I will definitely take 1 more minute to brief about this, then we'll create activities. So here you can see the information is given for the student, because this is the way how students are going to see this activity. So there is even an interaction in Houston and with 3 Starbucks, and there is an intersection with 4. So there are lots of stores, but it wasn't always that way. So let's say you want to explore the next thing. This is the theme line of this. So you can go ahead and see what is happening next screen. The true story back in 1992. So this information is given and students are requested to answer something here. No matter what they think based on this information, they can enter anything. Make a quick estimate and write in the box. How many Starbucks do you think there were in 2015? Let's say I'm just entering 200. Random number. Look at this. You can see this. 3 other students' responses would also show up here. Means you are able to involve other students also, and the students are also learning from each other, right? Because one student is reading other students' responses also. Of course, some people will say, yes, he's just cheating or writing anything. Let it be at least, but you can actually restrict it. If you don't want that any student would see other people's response, you can hide it. I'll tell you how. Don't worry. That's flexible. So that's how you go to next screen and the next screen and the next screen. Look at this. There are a number of ways how students can answer. So graphs, numbers, expressions, and here they can actually work out some calculations and write down their answer like this, and based on your inputs the graph will automatically get updated, right? So this is just a sample activity. So very similar activities are available on Desmos which you can use free of cost, and based on this you can create your own activities also. I hope it is clear now how you can actually pick any activity and you can use it to assign to your class. Click on this assign button and you have two options. If you click on this toggle assign to your class, your class means you have already saved or synchronized your Google Classrooms with Desmos already. That thing is available here. If you go, let me just show you on a new page so that you guys are aware. I'm clicking on teachers page and here you will see one tab for classes. So look at this. If you go to classes, you can actually add any class from your Google Classroom. You can add your new class and import from Google Classroom or just create for your own purpose or for your own class, which is a unique. And then you share this because it will create. Let me just create because I can also delete this class if I need. I'm just creating for 24th of October, grade 10, right? And I'm just creating this class. Now what I have to do, I have to invite my students. The students will be invited if I share this code with them. So you just need to copy this code, share with your students, and automatically they will join, right? And look at this. New students can use the code up to or until December 23. It means it is valid for 2 months, this invitation. So within these 2 months, students can join your class. Of course, you can actually reactivate it and send it again. Once your students are there, and then you can actually assign activities to that particular class, and then you are good to go. Let's go back there, how to assign that activity. So I can actually click on this toggle and assign to your class. Let me just click here. Look, which class? Today's class or the other class. So multiple classes also you can select. So posting preferences, post immediately on a student or Desmos. So you can also edit these things. So this way you have flexibility here. And always you can manage your classes from here. Manage your classes. So you can delete, you can actually just archive this class so that you won't see this class again. And you can actually retrieve your classes if they were gone. So if we go back to the activity, so just assign to that particular thing. Sorry, I'm going back to the activity. Yes, this is the activity now. Other option is single session code. Single session code, you have to just share a code with your students and your students will be attending that particular class of that particular activity. So once you are done with this, they will see something like this. You can see this 2019, 2018, 2020. You can click on view dashboard and you will be able to see your students on the left hand side. Look, the invite is inactive, so I can make it reactive actually if I want. I'm not doing it. So look at this. Here you will see your students. I'll show you my other classes. Sorry. And then you can actually explore more things. I have created other videos on this so that you guys can explore what does it mean snapshot, teacher, student, and other things. Because today my motive was how to create an activity. Let's say you are already there on Desmos. So that's why, but I can wait for a minute if you have any question. So please write down in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask me any question and I will definitely answer. Otherwise, we'll start creating that first activity. I'll wait maybe for 30 seconds. Okay. I don't see any question. So I hope you guys are actually ready for the things what you need. So let's continue. Let's continue to create one activity. So to create your activities, they're already on home page and you can go to custom activities. Click on this custom activities and look at this. This is 3rd of October or other classes are there. Similarly, you can create here from new activity. Just click on new activity. Title of that activity, just giving for today's date, 2021, maths, let's say for algebra. And then you can describe it. It's optional. Create new activity. So this is the page where you will land when you actually click on those things. And then you publish this activity once you're done. So there are lots of options which you can do. Clicking on plus button will add one more slide. And in that particular slide, you can add any component. So there are lots of things you can add: note, text, math, multiple choice, check boxes, ordered list, graph, sketches, etc. If you are using first time, let me tell you, you won't see everything on this part. And this is important. So if you guys remember, I was mentioning that I'll walk you through, there was something on teacher's page. I'm on a teacher's page now, means teacher.desmos.com. Now click on your account or just besides your name, click on Desmos Labs. Make sure you have these options on. Look, if I turn them off, these things will not be available for me to actually add some additional features. So to enable those features, you have to tick them like this. So make sure you tick all 3. So once you're done, you can just go back to home and or you can start creating your activity. Okay, so let's say on the first page, what I want to add. Let me tell you what I'm interested to add. I always try to look at this. This activity was something like this. Let me click on a student so that you guys can see what was on the first page. So first page can have a picture, a text, a title, and some more things also, right? But we are gonna go one step ahead. I'm gonna ask my students how they're feeling today, but in a different way. So to do that, I want to add my first screen, which I will add from other activities from Desmos itself. I'm going to go Desmos or teacher.desmos, just maybe click on home. Look at this. On Desmos, you have featured collections, starter screens. Starter screens means the welcome page where so that you guys can welcome your students and your students feel excited. Yes, something today we are gonna do. So click on this. You will see there are many pages are there. So you can actually add from any activity. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to click on the first activity. This is not the activity. These are pages actually they have added. So let's say this is what I want to add. How are you feeling today? And they can drag it so that they can actually just show how they are feeling in your math class. So just what you have to do to add that thing in your activity, click on the first page and you see this, copy this screen. Copy this screen, go to your activity where you were creating first page or second page or third page, no matter which one you are. But let's say I'm on a first page. So just use Control V, CTRL and V. Make sure that page has nothing. Like it should be empty. Look at this. This is empty. If I add something from here and then I try to control V, it won't help. It will go to next page. So be careful always. So you can use that, and this screen has been added for us. We haven't done anything. We just made a copy and paste, and we are free to use these things. That's perfect. So once I'm done on a second page, let me delete this screen because this was extra. We can actually delete this. Similarly, you can add one thing from how you want to check your understanding, your student understanding, sorry. So you go back to starter screens. Look, screens for checking understanding. So click on this and you will find some of the ways how students can actually respond to your class at the end. So let's say I like this or I like this. So you can choose from any one, right? So let me just click on this. Same thing, copy, go to your activity and use Control V. Make sure this is always your last or second last page, right? So you can actually drag them if you want. If you want to add, it will be added like this. So you can actually drag them like this. So let's create something in these 3-4 pages and learn something which we haven't created so far, right? So I'm on my first slide and I want to ask a question which was very similar to this. A picture is there or a text is there, and I'm asking my students that particular question. So what I have to do, I will add one component from these things which are available for me. Let's say my first question can be a multiple choice question, or I want to ask my students, okay, guys, can you order them? Let's create one ordered list. Okay, just to make them feel this, yes, something is interesting today. It's not always the paper and pencil work. So you click on this ordered list. Okay, cool. Now it will create something for you, which says top and bottom. And what students are going to do? Students are going to drag these slices, I mean, to the rows. I'll show you. Let's say I'm writing here on the top, arrange the numbers in descending order, right? Or decreasing order, whatever way you want to write. So let's say I'm just writing few random numbers. Always write the answers in the correct order here, because Desmos will automatically shuffle them for your students. So I'm going to write in the descending order. I'm going to write first of all the higher number. Then I can actually enter some other numbers. Okay, let's say like this. I have added 4 numbers here. I can add more. Now, once I'm done, right? So you can just click here on these 3 dots. Randomize the items. Number 1. This is one thing you have to do. Use the order as answer key. Guys, we have 10 minutes. So we'll join back to the same link. Sorry for that inconvenience. And use order as answer key. Order means whatever way I have written, this should be correct. If students will drag like this, I'm going to click on this. Now I'm done. I'm not going to add anything here on this page. I'm going to click on preview. So that's how students will see this page. Arrange the numbers in descending order, right? So they can actually move in the correct order. Look at this. They're just dragging it. They know how to drag. So definitely you can teach them maybe how to drag or look. If the order is correct, teacher will see this tick, means answer is correct. And this option also. So teacher can see here to see whether the answer was correct or not. This is not visible for students. Let me make it very clear. This is not actually available for students. So they won't be able to see this, that it is correct or not. So if this first task makes your students interesting about that learning, I think you should add these types of questions in first few screens, maybe 2 or 3 or just 1. It's up to you. So you can add anything here. You can now this is something which you can also help out your other colleagues, right? So you can ask your language teachers, your history teachers, or science teachers, because they can also create activities on this. And actually, I can help them if they connect with me, or it's nothing like I'm just asking you to pay something. It's nothing like that, but I just want to support them, help them, especially in the hybrid teaching or face-to-face or online, because it is valid for all. So yeah, so for other subject teachers also, I have plans. So, but today we are just focusing on maths, but teachers can make use of it. Okay, so just delete this screen. This was not added correctly. Okay, so on the second screen, we have added some numbers in the descending order. Now, similarly, let's say I want to use the same thing, but on a next screen. What you can do, preview, copy, click on preview, then copy the screen, cross, go to next screen, Control V means just paste. Now, what you have to do, you have already created one sample or one page of that particular question, but on the same line, you want to add another question, or you can change this, right? Arrange these numbers or these expressions or something, whatever. Let's say, let me just try it in that way. Arrange these expressions, okay, or maybe values of these expressions. Sorry, I'm reading the chat in a moment. Values of, arrange values of these expressions. I'm just making it more algebra question. These expressions at, let's say, x equals to 2. I just gave them one value of x, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to add expressions here in maths. Let me check the chat first. Can we code it to show students they are correct? Yes, yes, yes. This one is not needed. The arrangement, we don't need this. Definitely we can do if you want to give some feedback. Let's say you want to give some feedback. Definitely you can do that. In that way. Okay, let me do it. Let me do in the next question then. So let me complete this question and then do this. So I'm adding some expressions in X. So you can actually use this, type math and type this. Let's say x square plus, I'm doing in that order. So arrange values of these expressions in, okay, we haven't mentioned the order, right? In increasing order. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to enter those expressions where answers are smaller than those. So I'm just adding x square plus 2. And in the next one, what I'm going to do, click on this X. If you are afraid how to use this, your keypad will definitely help you. If you think, okay, I can't add this, go to simpledesmos.com. Just simpledesmos.com, go to graphing calculator. And here you use this keypad. Just type x square or plus 3, whatever, right? Copy this from here, go to your activity, okay, and you just paste it here. That's it. Otherwise, your keypad, your laptop keypad will definitely work for the powers exponents. Right now, I'm using Shift and 6 key to raise the power. But I have to use this type math. I'm just adding powers more and more. Or x cube plus 2, right? Let's delete this one. Done. Now this is already in increasing order. If I substitute x equals to 2 in these expressions, I know the last one would be the greatest one, right? So I want to use this answer as my order, right? And randomize, it's already been clicked. Now see the preview first of all. Look at the preview. That's how students are going to see this question and they will be dragging. And let's code this, right? So because as I said, this thing, cross or this option, are not visible for students. They are only for teachers. If teacher will share the screen, definitely they will be able to see. But if teacher is not sharing the screen with students, in case of assessments or other things, then there is another way of doing it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one feedback to actually tell whether they were correct or not. So I can actually click here, edit computation layer, right? Look at this. The first thing comes here, correct. Sets a Boolean value that determines whether or not the gray check mark is displayed for student screen, dashboard or not. Or you want to actually show something on the as a feedback, right? There are lots of things you can do from here, but let's just try this. Name this component. You can name this component as it's our question number 2. So I'm writing Q2. Okay. And here I want to just write because correct is already determined, but I'm just using one text here. Correct, right, equals to, or let me write correct question number 2 here. Now I want to check whether it is correct or not. So what I'm going to do here, first I'm defining that it is correct or not. So this dot matches key, it's not there, order, look, order, right? So this order is correct. You can actually explore this from here if you want, but because it has something which is already there, so we don't need actually to do these things. So let's try this. Now I have defined something at that component, which is Q2, which is the text, correct Q2 this order or correct this order or not. Correct this dot order, right? Okay, it's not working like this. Maybe I hope it will work. Just let me check here. X square plus 2. Yeah, so it's correct already, but we just need to define it. And where I want to show this feedback, so I can actually go and create something from note, or you can also go in the title of this whole page. It's up to you. Look at this. Right now the title is this. If you want to change the title, then you can go here. Otherwise, you just add one component from a note. And you go here in the edit computation layer. So right here, a sort of feedback. I'm writing as a feedback. Feedback. So what should be the feedback? Because now we have to apply the condition here. I'm applying condition which is like if and else. But in Desmos, we use when and otherwise. So when look,